Hi, guys. Welcome to Weekly Travel Updates by Melinda Fargas, Action Travel. And we are the voted number one for Alamance County in our area 18 years in a row. We're hoping to make it 19. So thank you for being with us tonight. There's lots of cool things going on in my first ever show where I'm going to have two guests. So first, I'm going to introduce you to a lady who's going to speak for us tomorrow at Businesswomen's Networking. She'll come on in a few minutes. But have I got super exciting news for you? I have one of my friends, Becky Matsuoka, and she just got off of a 25-day Princess cruise through the South Pacific. So she is coming on towards the end, and she's just going to tell you what it was like. It was quite an experience, and I talked to Becky today, and I can't wait for her to share that with you. So let me tell you what's going on. I put down, I said, do you know what cruise line is starting the first return of a protocol that we got very used to not having to do? Well, it's Disney. Disney Cruise Line is going to bring back the mustard station. You know, like right now, the way it has been all through the pandemic was when you got on board, you could go to your cabin or you could even watch the muster station drill from your phone or a tablet or laptop before you got on the sailing. And it is just so that you know where to go if there were an emergency on the ship. Well, Disney decided that's not good enough. They went back in person, and I mean, they went in person this week. Yesterday was the very first sailing that Disney started in person muster station drills. So you get on board, and about within an hour of the ship departing, you'll hear horns blow, doo, doo, and they will ask you to meet at your muster station. On the back of your door in every cabin, it tells you where your muster station is. That's where you would be assigned so that you could get to the life rafts, et cetera, et cetera. That's what it is. So a lot of people have really been raving about how easy it is to get on now and how we don't have that muster drill anymore. Oh, well, Disney says no. We'll hear more along the way to find out why. But for now, that's it. Exciting news. You know, Carnival's in their 50th celebration year, anniversary year. And this past week, they gave away $500,000 in a slot tournament. Now, I'll just be straight with you. Slots are, while you can get lucky, slots are your very worst odds on a cruise ship. And blackjack, which I like to play, is your second worst odds. Actually, 3-card poker, you get a 50-50 odd. And if you play black or red on roulette, you're 50-50. Everything else is lean towards the house. So that's the scoop. But what happened is they did so well on this sailing, they're going to do 2 more slot tournaments. Now, I happened to get a card this week in the mail, and I'm going to tell you what they're offering for casino players. And I am not a big casino player. You know, I was raised right, but I take entertainment money. And in place of me going and seeing a show or something, I go spend that entertainment money. And if I win, great. And if I lose, oh well, I'm done with whatever that entertainment money is. But at any rate, even I got this casino players, and it was really cool because they're giving you all kinds of stuff. You can play your way. So you get up to $1,000 off with casino rates. $1,000 would be on a 7-day selling. The one that I just looked at, they got $400 off of a 5-day selling. You get $200 on board credit, and that's going to be good for in the casino. It's available on all sailings through December of 2023. So if you've had something in mind and you think you would be a casino player, you need to reach out to me. Uh, Probably the thing that will draw a lot of people is that drinks are on them while you are in the casino. It's been a long time since that happened. Anyway, it's good for up to 2 cruises on a casino promo. So, well, I promised that I would bring on our speaker who's going to speak for Business Women's Networking tomorrow. And this is Dr. Carol Ray. And I'm going to bring her on and introduce you and invite you ladies to come be with us in the morning. Miss Carol. Hi there. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
I'm good. So tomorrow
Good.
morning, Carol is going to be our speaker for Business Women's Networking, and she speaks on education for mental health. Tell us just a little bit about you, Miss Carol.
Okay, so I have a PhD from the University of Nebraska Lincoln in Lincoln, Nebraska in nutrition. And how I got into the mental health interest basically is through my lived experience with mental illness. And so I just desire to people that to know more about mental illness and how to take care of themselves so that they don't end up in the hospital. And so basically, what I'll be talking about tomorrow, the title will be Mental Illness and You. So some of the things that I will highlight is mental, health as far as the types of mental illnesses, and also tells you about mental illness and also the symptoms of mental illness, medical professionals who manage mental illness, and also a relaxation technique that you can use to make yourself relaxed, when you're in times of stress. So that's basically it in a nutshell.
Awesome. Well, Miss Carol has been coming to our Business Women's Networking for several months now, and we've so enjoyed getting to know her. And it was time for her to come and share with us exactly what she does and how good she does at it. And she didn't mention this, but I bet tomorrow she will have some of her custom made cards, greeting cards. So you'll have to come check it out. You're going to bring some, Dr. Carol?
I will.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for being with us, and I'll see you in the morning.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Sounds good. Bye.
Thank you. So, next week is Thanksgiving. What does that bring for travel? Black Friday deals. All right. So, travel agents get all this stuff in the mail. Well, the next thing I got was an exclusive VIP pass for Norwegian Cruise Line. Norwegian is who we're going to Hawaii with. And guess what? If you want to go with us, I don't think it could get any better than this. On Black Friday, and actually it's a Black Friday preview sale, and I have early access. The second guest goes free, F-R-E-E. You get free airfare in certain areas, free unlimited open bar, free specialty dining, and if you have a 7-day cruise, that means 2 specialty dinings, free excursions. Actually, they give you $50 per port credit, so I'm not sure I would say that that's free, but it's a good deal. Free Wi-Fi and free 3rd and 4th guest. Now, I just priced a family of 4 for the Hawaii trip next October. And you guys, this family of 4 is going for less than $2,500 a person. So, if Hawaii's been on your bucket list, and if you'd like to travel with me and go on a sailing that is totally all-inclusive, you need to check it out. And this Black Friday deal. Okay. I have a few minutes. Okay. So I wanted to tell you 2 groups that are going on. We have a group from GKN who are going on the sailing out of Charleston. And they're going to go March 9th. And boy, it's a good deal. I couldn't send you to Myrtle Beach for 5 days and 4 nights for $500 a person. This is on the Carnival Celebration. It's leaving out of Charleston. It goes to the Bahamas, to their private island, and to Nassau, and returns. And it is 4 nights. It is an inside cabin. was $9.98 for two. $9.98 for two. That includes everything but your gratuities. So, well, I shouldn't say everything. That's your cruise and your port taxes and your government fees. Carnival does not include free beverages, nor does this promotion include free beverages. But be watching on Black Friday and Cyber Monday because most cruise lines are offering huge discounts on beverage packages and so forth on those 2 days, just to encourage you to come check them out. This new Carnival ship I wanted to show you because several people said, "Oh no, I had not seen the new Carnival colors." So now it is solid navy along the bottom of the ship, white, and still with the funnel up here. So all of the ships are now being painted this way, and a new ship for Carnival is coming to New York City, and it's gonna be the Venezia. Yes, it's coming from the Italian part of Carnival, which is Costa, and they are taking another Costa ship, and they're going to do round trips out of New York City. For all the Italians up there, I'm sure that's going to make them really happy. Okay, one more thing, and I will introduce you to my special guest. Look what made the cover of a very thick travel agent magazine that probably went to 50,000 travel agents. It is our very own Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina. It is one of the captivating castles around the United States. And this is a book that I get to try to promote group tours, like when you take seniors on trips and things like that. That was front cover, and I just had to share that because I was pretty proud. Biltmore is already doing their Christmas lights and Christmas candle evening tour. So if you're thinking about Biltmore, it makes a great gift, and we do customized gift certificates. Okay, now for the most special person, you guys. Becky and her husband Rick were some of my very best friends ever, and we hung out in Southern California, and I'm not going to postpone it anymore. I'm going to bring on Becky Matsuoka, Rebecca Matsuoka. Hey, Becky.
Hi, how are you, Lip?
I'm great. What's the weather like in Mexico?
Oh, perfect. 81, no humidity. Perfect.
When the tropical storm came in off the Pacific 10 days or so ago, heard anything?
We got some slight rain. It never quite gets in here.
Oh, good.
They never make it in.
Well, good. Okay, so you're this wonderful. Let's see, what level are you with Princess?
Platinum.
Platinum. Tell us what happens when you go on a 25-day cruise with Princess Cruise Line. What was the best thing?
Probably, oh God, there was so many things, but I enjoyed New Zealand. New Zealand was one of my favorite places. I'm a fan of The Hobbit, so I got to go into the uh, tour that they had of Hobbit Town in New Zealand.
Ooh,
And that was the best part ever. Yes. Another one was probably meeting so many nice people. They were so eager to travel. Everybody wanted to talk to another human being besides their own family. People were just anxious to communicate with one another. And when we boarded on in Los Angeles, the cruise had started in Vancouver, so it already had passengers. But in LA, it had a lot of passengers from New Zealand, from England, and Americans, and from Europe. And the foreigners had been traveling throughout the United States, some of them for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and they were on their way back to New Zealand or Australia. So we had a lot of feedback from the Australians and the New Zealanders as to what to expect once we got to their country. So they kept giving us pointers. Don't go on a don't take a tour. Just get on the bus, do this, do the other. And they were just kind of prepping us up so that when we got to New Zealand and Australia, we were really eager to see their country because they had given us so much information.
Uh-huh.
That was really nice. Another thing was that uh, Princess is now using this medallion. I don't know if you heard about it.
Uh-huh.
You carry this medallion, and with this medallion, they have um, places all over the ship, and all the different. As you get out of the elevator, they have the entire ship, and all you have to do is place your medallion in a certain spot, and you can find your friends, and it will tell you exactly where they're at. They have cameras everywhere. They will tell you if they're in their stateroom, if they're in the restaurant, wherever they're at. This medallion will find your friends at any time that you want to locate. You can make reservations through this for excursions to the go to the restaurants, and of course, as you said, now you don't have to, when you come aboard, all you have to do is turn on your TV, use this medallion, and it will give you the whole scoop as to where you go in case of an emergency. You don't have to do anything else. Also, you use this medallion when you come on any port to do your shopping. You don't have to take your money. You use this. And it
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, and it will automatically go on your card.
I saw pictures of you at a bar in Tahiti. You mean in Tahiti you could take that?
Yes. Yeah.
I did not know that.
And one of the things that in Tahiti we stayed in some of the ports we stayed longer because of COVID. In some of the places they didn't want you to come up, they didn't want the ship to stop because the islands were too small. So some of them were canceled, and so in some places we got to stay longer. So when we got into Tahiti, my friends were already tired and they didn't want to go anymore. So it was the last day, and we had a full day. We were going to leave at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I decided I was going to go out and venture and explore on my own. So I got off the ship, went up to the corner, got on the bus, and I said to the driver, "Take me to a beach." And he said, "Okay, but they speak French." And I was speaking in English.
Oh,
So first of all, I'm going in with my money and I don't have their currency. So he said, "Oh, just sit, you know." So I sat down, and then we got to, after, like an hour of traveling around the island and seeing more than I had seen just going on the tours. He said, "Get off." So I got off. This was on a Saturday. I got off and I went to this beach, which, I, believe me, I don't know. I didn't find the Tahiti that Marlon Brando found. I mean, this was a completely different thing. They have these little tiny beaches, not too much. And it's filled with a lot of Europeans that live there. So I went to the beach. I didn't pay anything to get there because I got on free. He wouldn't take my money. I went to the beach. I had no food. I walked around. I'm checking out all the people that are there. They're all speaking French. They all have their lunch boxes with stuff. And I went into the beach and people started giving me food. So I ate free. Now I said, okay, it's getting late. It's 3 o'clock. I better get back to the ship. I figured, I want to get there at least an hour before they depart. So I go to the parking lot and I asked the lady, "How do I catch the bus back?" And she said, in her broken English and my little bit of French that I knew, she said, "It's Saturday. They don't run on Saturday." I go, "What?" They don't run on Saturday. So I got my little badge and I said, I have to be on the Princess. The Princess leaves at 5. It's 3 o'clock. I have to be at 5. Now I'm desperate, you know. And I'm going to get stuck here in Tahiti. The lady goes all over the parking lot, finding someone that was going to go back to my area. And she finds this guy with 2 little kids, and I get to drive back to my ship free in a Mercedes convertible.
Oh,
With the,
goodness.
he puts the 2 little kids in the back, barely hanging on to for their life. I sit in the passenger seat, and they back to the ship again free. I spent the entire day cruising through Paiti, I think it was, and it didn't cost me a dime. I mean, people are just super friendly. I mean, it was great. And then, of course, my highlight was when I went to New Zealand and I went to Hobbitown because they have the movie set and you get to go in there and take photos and take pictures and you just it's so enjoyable. I mean, it's a beautiful place. The country itself is beautiful. But outside of that, you know, the food was mediocre. It was not the best. They had been prior to this 25-day cruise, the ship had been on 10, 12, 14-day cruises cruising along the Mexican Riviera for the past 18 months. And this was a transition cruise, and the ship was being taken to New Zealand so that it would operate out of New Zealand. So every 5 days, they would give us a COVID test. So I learned for the first time how to do a COVID test on my own. They would just say the night before, you would get a little notice, you're not coming out until you test the right way. So give you, they bring you in the morning, they bring you the COVID test, you take it, they come, they take it away, and you get a phone call. You're positive or you're negative. And we were very fortunate because we were always negative and we got to go, you know. But when we got to Tahiti, one of the girls, when I went into the dining room, she said she was from Quebec. So she spoke French. She bought the newspaper, and that's when she found out how many people we had aboard the ship that had tested positive. So it was the first time we're sitting there in the dining room. She gives us a number, and we're going, oh my God. It's like that mask better stay on because you want to make it all the way down to your destination.
Didn't you tell me it was more than 100 people?
It was more than 100. I think it was 109 in Tahiti. And then, I don't know how many more came on. By now, I don't even want to know a number. I just know I'm going to wear the mask whenever I have to and, play it that way. Play it safe. That's all that you could do. There was a lot of people that were on wheelchairs, uh, with their mom or with a relative, but it was just you could. Most people were there because they were tired. They wanted to just get out, travel, and interact. You would sit at the dining table or in a bar or in the lobby, to listen to the different plazas that they have where they have entertainment, and people would just come out to you. If there was times when I was sitting on a table alone, and a gentleman or a woman would come and, can I join you? They were eager to just sit and talk to you. And of course, because so many of them were from New Zealand and Australia, I had to explain to them always, listen, I'm an American. Please try to talk slow so that I can understand, because their accent is just so thick. It's so hard to understand them. But they were very sweet. The crew, everybody was just, and it was so nice to get out. I know that while I was packing, I had second doubts. And because my age, why do that? Because now, not only do the 25 days, 5 days that I was going to stay in Sydney. So it was a 30-day trip. And I was just, as I was packing it, said, okay, let's get the second suitcase because I want to have enough underwear so that I don't have to do any laundry. So I get the second suitcase and I'm going, maybe I overestimated stuff. Maybe I dragged it. Maybe I should have done a 2 week. It was worth every minute of it. I mean, it was just so nice. I came back with a different attitude.
Oh, good.
Come back and you go, okay, you know, I, we have to move on. We have to find a way to travel and find it so that it's safe. Everybody has to find their way of making this a safe, because, humans, we're not meant to be in cages. We have to interact, and it's just so easy now to travel. And I had been all year trying to get my friends, let's go to Europe, let's rent a house, and let's just get stay in one place, and then everybody can take off whichever way they want, and we have a place to return to. And, two or three would say, okay, but when it came time to actually booking, no one would stay with it. They would say, oh, no, some excuse why they couldn't go. So when this cruise came up, I thought, know, I got to go for it. My children, well, they're 58 and 54, but they were very upset that I was going on this trip. They, after I came back, it was like, well, okay, mom, and let's see what happens in the next 5 days. If you get sick, it's fine. I'm ready for the next trip.
I'm so thankful. But I am. We prayed over you guys because there were 4 ladies traveling together.
Yes.
But tell them you got an upgrade as soon as you got to the ship.
Oh, yes. As soon as we got to the ship, the steward came in and he says, this is for 3 people. He picked up the phone, talked to customer service, and he says, I have 4 ladies. This is for 3 people. And they said, okay, tell them not to unpack and have them come up and see us. And we went up to customer service. And the minute we got up there, I gave them my little platinum medallion, because the medallions were according to how much you had traveled.
Right.
So right away, they said, okay, uh, we're going to upgrade you. And so we never slept immediately. They go have a drink. They were so eager to have people travel. They gave us free uh, 1 day at the spa. All 4 of us got it.
Oh, goodness.
Besides this upgrade, and they said, oh, and by the way, anytime you want to go to the spa, just come and see us. One of the ladies immediately said, oh, I'm going right now. She, oh. We went to the bar, and later as the days went by, we went ahead and we went to the spa, which was, by the way, beautiful. It was great.
And so you weren't over enthusiastic about the food with Princess, but accommodations were good.
The accommodations were excellent, and the staff, they were so sweet. They would just bend over backwards to help us. They were there for us all the time. It was nice. Yeah.
Cool.
Let me see if I forgot anything. The only thing that I found unexpected was the fact that you cross the international line, and when you're going down, you lose a day, and when you come back, you gain a day plus 8 hours. So it took me almost a week to get my clock, my biological sleeping clock, back in order. So I was going to bed like at 5 o'clock in the morning. I was wide awake throughout the night. And at 5 o'clock, I would finally go, okay, I'm very sleepy. I think Yeah, I
Oh,
been tried everything I tried, tea, everything, and I just would not go to sleep. And I would just say, okay, get up and do something because it's not going to work. And then finally, this past week, I have been able to go back to sleep. It's come back to normal.
well,
But
good.
yeah, it's I don't know if it's because I'm older because I've done this where I've done over 20-year cruise. When I went to Chile, you also crossed the international line, and it didn't bother me. But this time, it did affect me, and it took me an entire week to get used to the at the time here in Mexico.
Well, after the few years that we've just spent, I think that everything is taking a little longer for us to relearn or get back used to things. It's like I'm going to take mama to Alaska, and I told her, I said, we need to be walking now,
Oh
you
yes,
know,
yes.
because she can shop with the best of them. But, this is going to be 10 days. And just
Yeah.
like you said that you didn't get tired, but, and that was 25 days. So I was really anxious what you would say when you return of your stamina, of your,
Oh no, my ladies went and took naps, and I said, ah, I'm not taking any nap. I'm going. I never took any naps, and I wear this watch that keeps track of your steps and your heartbeat and all of that stuff.
uh-huh.
It was the only time since I've owned it that I went over 20,000 steps every day.
Good night.
Yes.
Even the days on the ships?
Oh yeah. I was
Oh my.
yeah. I was moving. We were doing something all the time. It was there was a lot of activity. There was a lot to do. And
So one of the things that people say is, do you think Princess is only for old people? And I say, no. But tell me, this is a 25 days. So you have to have enough discretionary income, to be able to go somewhere 25 days. Would you say the majority were what age? Between 50 and 60, 60 and 70, 70, 80?
probably 60 to 70. Yeah.
And
60.
that's okay.
Some of them were just newly retired. There was a guy out of San Francisco that he was alone. And when we were in line, they give you this medallion, and supposedly you do everything online and you give them all your information, and it's going to make it for a speedy check in. You,
Right.
you check right in. Well, trust me, it doesn't work. Uh, because they're just starting. They're just starting. So it's half the time everything's broken down. They can't figure it out. So it took us probably 3 hours to come aboard. It took a long time. So that
Because of the medallion?
yeah, with the medallion. So
Oh,
yeah, it was very chaotic. Okay, and and once you got on, it was the same thing because again, um, they had um, they had lines even inside. This key, this medallion, even open your door. So as you're coming down the hall, your little door has a like a little screen, and it goes, "Hello, Rebecca, welcome," and, and it opens your door. So it doesn't
oh,
matter who it is, it will do it. Well, some of the elderly people did not understand. We're not that into high tech, and they were going like, "Why is this thing opening? Why is my door opening? Where is my? I want a key. I don't want this thing." There was a couple. They were just the man and his wife could barely move, and they were so upset. And I'm thinking, God, this makes it so easy for you. I mean, you can just walk right into your stateroom because it would do it. But it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. You know, he was just not he was just not handling it. He was, I want a key. I want a card. but I don't want this thing. Well, that's the only way they worked. And that's the way that it was going to be. And of course, they charge you for everything now. That's the other thing. Uh, they had where you could get internet, they had a package, but then according to where you were in the status, like because I was a platinum, I got it for four different iPhones. We got internet the entire 25 days for $250.
Ooh, that's
It
pretty
was,
good.
oh yeah, it was a bargain. I mean, and you need it because you need the phones to communicate with each other too. And of course, again, it also works with the medallion. So everything was click if you are have a little bit of tech knowledge and are open minded. But if you go with a flip phone, it's not going to work.
Okay.
Smartphone, or
I've had
something.
I've had some customers that I had to help them download the app, and show them this is what you're going to do. But I've had others who they don't even want to go on a few of the newer ships because it is so tech driven. Like you have to make all your reservations on the app.
Exactly.
You have to reconfirm that on the app, all
That's
your
right.
activities on the app.
That's how it
And
is here.
they
Exactly.
don't.
Everything is on the app. Everything is on the medallion. You get to the medallion. I don't care where you're at, and the medallion will open up in your iPhone, and then you can do whatever you want. At the moment, you said, okay, well, even your drinks you can order them through the app. Everything is through the app. When you go to the casino and you play the machine, you put this little thing on the machine.
And
You
it reads your name.
Yes, everything.
Yes.
So
Wow.
it was enlightening. Yeah, I learned a lot on this.
Well, I hope that we can go somewhere together next year.
Okay.
I would love to. It's been a long time since I've been to PVR, but I want us to like go somewhere. So, well, we'll work on that.
Yeah, come on over. 'Cause I
Okay.
have a big house.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Well,
Very
thank
good.
you so much for taking your time and sharing about your trip. Uh, I was very envious when I was watching on the calendar where you were going next.
Yeah, it was very nice. Everything was very nice.
Well, I only saw a few pictures on your Facebook page, so now you're going to have to send me some.
Oh, because I took mostly videos and they're heavy that I can't download them.
Oh, I got you. Okay. All right.
I
Well,
took a lot of videos. So anyway, thank you. Thank you for arranging this for us.
oh, you're so welcome. Thank you
Yeah,
for letting me help you. And I just can't wait till we get to do something again.
it will be soon. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Becky. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao. Well, guys, I hope that you enjoyed our special guest tonight. Um, I'm serious. I really appreciate her coming on and telling us all about the trip. Uh, she didn't go into one part that she told me earlier. She said the food was so, but on when we were talking earlier, she said the food was so, but what they found after 7 days was they kind of did the same kind of menu, but named it something else. It might have, it would have just a small tweak. And she said, every week you'd have a menu that was going to be for that week. And then they would flip it over, and if you put them side by side, you would see pretty much the same. So, but anyway, um, I'm thankful for my friends. And Sherry, it was great to see you here. And I will see you in the morning. Sherry Duraco's with Mary Kay, and she is going to be part of our Businesswomen's Networking meeting in the morning. And she has extra goodies that she has made just for while she is downtown Mebane. So this weekend, this Saturday, is hometown holidays for Mebane. So what that means is we'll have lots of food trucks they finally have oh shoot, what's the name of that? It's a the duck truck. It's duck donuts. And supposedly we've been trying to get them to come to Mebane for 18 months, and they are coming this weekend. We will have Santa inside of our office. So come, you can make your own pictures. We would love to see you. It doesn't cost anything, and it just gets you in the holiday spirit. All right, guys. So nice to have you with us. Sorry we ran a little bit longer, but I hope it was worth it. And tell me down below if you are thinking something Black Friday. I'm telling you, all kinds of deals. Remember this Black Friday deal where second guest is free on Norwegian? Remember to call me 336-222-TRIP. Ciao.